With the 12th pick in the 2014 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Odell Beckham, wide receiver, LSU.
I love it. Ray pleading for a wide receiver. You have changed. So Eli Manning says, you know what? You asked the question, where are we going to throw it, Ray? This young man, 5'11", from LSU.
Listen, everybody in this draft pretty much took their needs. So we understand the needs of everybody. But when you talk about the New York Giants, what they need, Eli needs to get his swagger back. How do you get your swagger back? You need a playmaker downfield. Odell Beckham is a polished receiver at the college level. I mean, if you watch his route running, he can run any route pattern on the route tree when it comes to a wide receiver route patterns. That's what makes this guy so special, because you can move him in the slot, you can bring him outside the slot to play the Z or the X. This is a great pick for the New York Giants for one simple reason. You need a playmaker in the city of New York.
Well, he can also return. This is a Paul Hornung Award winner. Over 2,300 yards of total offense. I've seen him return 68 punts. He can hurt you in the kicking game as well. You mentioned his versatility as a route runner, and that's an understatement. He's obviously been well schooled under Cam Cameron, a former offensive coordinator and head coach in the NFL, and that background is going to help him. You have to be sharp to play wide receiver with Eli Manning. And obviously they like what they see in Odell Beckham. He'll take over for Akeem Nicks.
He's 5'11" and a quarter, John, but he can get up. He's got great leaping ability, 38.5 vertical, fast, fluid. And what I really liked about Odell Beckham, 2 years ago he was dropping some catchable balls, some concentration lapses. This year he shored that up. He was much more consistent. Great character kid, works hard, and he has that tremendous versatility. Again, you're talking about a guy who can be.
It's the NFL on Fox on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon in northern New Jersey as the 2-2 Giants play host to the 2-2 Falcons. Big news for the Giants today is that man, Odell Beckham Jr., making his debut. He was a first-round draft pick and barely practiced the entire offseason because of hamstring issues, but he is in there for Eli Manning today.
And I love Coach Coughlin's line. I asked him, Coach, are you going to have him on a pitch count? And he said, well, for the medical people, we have to have a pitch count, but sometimes I'm not very good at counting. I might forget that pitch count.
I have a feeling, John, if he comes out and makes a play, he won't be coming out of this game. Second possession for the Giants, and this is what Giant fans have been waiting to see. The 12th overall draft pick, Odell Beckham Jr., about to take his first snap as a Giant.
To get pressure, sometimes that's what happens when you rely too much on scheme.
Big to Jennings, looking for Beckham Jr. Slips, comes back, and makes his first catch in the NFL, and that'll be good for a first down. Think they were waiting for that for a long time here?
They've been waiting for a long time, and I think the Giants have gone about this well. He continued to strain that hamstring. Probably could have gone last week. They held him another week because they wanted him back for good. Kevin, this kid's special. You see him out of practice, and you see that rare ability to stretch the field and then just pluck the football.
Well, Kevin, we've seen a glimpse of Odell Beckham Jr., but I can tell you from speaking to him last night, he was crazy with emotion. He was nervous, he was anxious, but mostly he was ready to get going with his professional debut. It's not even in the back of his mind, he told me, that he might re-injure that hamstring. He told me that it was not actually a strain, but he had 2 pulled muscles. The months he spent rehabbing, though, he said, were really, really hard. He heard all the talk from teammates and some of the fans who were constantly wondering, is this guy ever going to play? He wants to prove he's worth that first-round pick.
Yeah, I'm sure that Manning, a lot of time, pumping, looking, and he gets Beckham Jr. after all that time on the cross. So he has his second catch of the day. We'll bring up a 3rd and short.
Ben McAdoo said about Beckham Jr., he's got big mitts. He plucks the football. He uses the big mitts there.
He called them suction cups. Jerry Reese, the general manager, told me he's got 10-inch hands. That's big. That's Akeem Nicks' size when the Giants drafted him. Fake to Williams. Manning coming near side. It's Beckham Jr. He's got a first down. Odell Beckham Jr. has given life to this Giants offense. Gains 14.
And Kevin, here is why speed is so coveted in this league. Look at Alfred. He wants no part. He's getting the heck out of there. Beckham Jr. backs him off. Eli Manning, easy throw. The old saying, speed kills. It certainly does on the football field.
At Cowboys over the Texans. DeMarco Murray over 100 yards one more time.
Eli standing in the face of the pressure. I think he's got a buddy, Odell Beckham Jr. They went to the same high school, Newman High School in New Orleans. I think he just found a guy that he's going to really enjoy throwing to. He's got the speed, he's got the hands. Really, really special player, they think, in New York.
12th overall pick out of LSU. Blitz coming. Manning going for Beckham Jr. He made the catch. Touchdown. There is a flag.
Holding defense number 23. The penalty is declined. Touchdown.
First NFL touchdown from Odell Beckham Jr. He's been worth the wait, John.
We saw him spark this crowd earlier. The PI that really got this game turned around. They talk about the speed. They talk about the hands. It looks to me like this kid's got the total package. Going up high point in the football. You can see why they're so high on Odell Beckham Jr.
Extra point is good, and the Giants have the lead. 14 unanswered points. The rookie adding some zest to this offense. Giants up by 4. Play 64-yard drive for the Giants. Odell Beckham Jr. his first game as a pro, and he has delivered big time. And how about the trust, John? Because when Eli Manning let go of that ball, Robert Alford was right on him. So he basically said, here, go get it.
You know, we sat with Eli, and the one thing he was concerned about, they hadn't had the reps in practice, but he said, I got to trust him. I'm going to trust him. And boy, has that trust paid off.
Now passing Len Dawson for 19th all-time in passing the NFL. Very noteworthy. Beckham Jr., just his presence has changed everything. He had the ball where it was overthrown by Manning. Could have been a touchdown. Then he drew the pass interference. Now he's got a touchdown. Now the crowd is fired up. Sound of the year running over Worlow. Odell Beckham Jr. made some big plays, including his first career touchdown. And then that guy, the rookie, Odell Beckham Jr., making his debut after, don't forget about Andre Williams, too. He's been great. Beckham Jr. got drafted number 12 overall. Didn't even get a single practice in an OTAs. Hurt his hamstring and then hurt it again. Like, literally did not practice at all, John. And Giant fans have been waiting to see this guy. Is he a ghost? Does he exist? Giants were cautious to make sure he got totally healthy. And Eli and Ben McAdoo, the offense coordinator, smiling that they've added a big weapon to their arsenal. And Devontae Freeman's going to pad his stats, but that'll end the game. And the Giants have won their third straight. 30-20 over the Falcons here at MetLife Stadium. Big second half for the Giants. They get the win. Atlanta drops to 2-3. We're coming back in just a moment. And Odell Beckham Jr., 4 catches, 44 yards, a touchdown. He was outstanding.
The longtime star of that group in his 10th season. Oh, catches made there by Odell Beckham, who had a hamstring injury that took him out of training camp, took him out of preseason, took him out of the first 4 games of the season, and then had his coming out party last week.
This kid is special. I tell you, you put on the tape from a week ago, and I just kept going, wow, look at the quickness, look at the speed, went up, made plays.
And there's
nowhere that time.
So Beckham was their number 1 choice. Williams was their number 4 choice. Beckham played his college football at LSU. And again, that hamstring was a source of tremendous frustration to Coughlin, to the whole team, and certainly to Beckham.
Yeah, here's a guy that was a world-class soccer player as a kid and decided he just didn't want to travel the world with the national team and decided on football. That worked out all right, too.
Here they come. Manning under pressure, gets jostled, it throws, and it's caught. It's going to be a first down. Beckham will make it a 1st and goal, and a flag at the end of the play. He's looking for a face mask out of bounds at the 7-yard line. Nate Allen with the coverage.
Boy, this Odell Beckham is quick. Eli was pretty quick on that one, too. That's a heck of a play by Eli.
And obviously the penalty is going to be
There is
against
no foul on the play for an offensive face mask. The runner has hand on the mask but no grasp. The result of the play is a first down, New York.
Well, not so obvious. Beckham thought maybe for a second he was going to get called for offensive the face mask, but instead no foul, first and goal.
Just look how quickly this guy can stop. And these are professional corners on the outside. Saw it last week, you're seeing it again here. Any grasp of that face mask? Well, maybe the index finger, if you want to count that in the thumb. Probably could have been called as a face mask.
Thank you, Tom. It's already loud in here, but Odell Beckham Jr. will be asked to step up in a big way in the absence of Victor Cruz. Good news, him and Eli Manning have a relationship that goes back years. In fact, they went to the same high school, and Beckham's coach, when he was a sophomore, asked Eli to come and work with this young kid, said, hey, you'll be working with him in the NFL someday, and as luck would have it for the Giants, the two are now playing together, and definitely going to be an important game, and that important relationship will hopefully pay off for Giants fans. And again, Eli Manning saying this kid is a quick study, guys.
Well, they certainly need Beckham to step up, as well as sideline. They trail 7-0. We begin the second quarter, and this is Odell Beckham Jr. That's a good run. He picks up 13 for another first down into Cowboy territory at the 47.
Well, they put Odell Beckham at the slot, so you kind of started to wonder what they were going to do with him, because he doesn't play a lot in the slot position, but they use him on the reverse, and you see how dynamic he is with the ball in his hands. And as Giants fans know, a guy who missed all of training camp, all of the OTAs, and very little practice. Pretty amazing he's even able to get out here and do some of the things he's doing now.
The Giants in the game after 10 last week. Manning looking around, and flag comes down. Beckham a touchdown, but we wait on the penalty. It looks like a hold against the Cowboys, and if that's a call, it's a touchdown.
I think they're going to call Brandon Carr. Odell Beckham, he runs the post corner route.
That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Now you see the grab there by Brandon Carr as Beckham tries to come back out of the route. But again, when you're running those kinds of routes, Tom, and the receiver is going to start to the middle and come back out, in order to get those throws off, you've got to have good protection inside. And the offensive line gave Eli, again, pretty good protection.
Second career touchdown for Beckham, who after his first in a game against Atlanta in his debut 2 weeks ago, Tom Coughlin came over and told him that will be the first of many. So here we are early in the second quarter. The Giants have tied the game at 7. Odell Beckham Jr. finds the end zone from 9 yards out. The key 4th down penalty on the Cowboys safeties.
Yeah, big penalty when they were in good position to defend the play. One even those in the organization could have expected.
All day to throw it, and far short of a first down. The catch is made by Beckham Jr. And that is Beckham. It'll be first and goal for the Giants at the 5-yard line.
Just not giving any help. This time, Brandon Carr one-on-one. Odell Beckham Jr., he runs a slant route.
And that is a touchdown for Beckham Jr. and a point after away from a 7-point game. What an impressive drive by the New York Giants.
Well, Odell Beckham, we talked about it. He has not played a lot of slot. They have a few routes inside for him coming into this game. And for a guy who really isn't that familiar with the position, he does a nice job. I mean, he settles down between the two defenders. A lot of guys will be running into defenders. You got to have a good feel for the plays, the players around you in that position. And Beckham does a nice job. It's a great job on 4th down.
Odell Beckham Jr., his second touchdown catch today. In his NFL debut a couple of weeks ago, he got his first. We brought up earlier, Tom Coughlin walked up to him on the sideline, said that's the first of many more to come.
You know, very impressive, Odell Beckham. You know, with limited practice time, especially in the slot position, to run what I thought was an outstanding route against that zone look.
Over here. Just Beckham to the right. And Eli going to Beckham. Got it. First down at the 35. Third down gain of 18.
I don't think the Giants really know what they have in Odell Beckham Jr. He's going to come off the ball and run a square in and catch the ball away from his body and clutch it. First down, New York. 4.
Totally pulled it away from him. Manning and the Giants in a big hole. Got to get something going. There's Odell Beckham Jr. down the sideline. Beckham into open space. He's got great speed. Beckham at the 30 finally goes down to the 25 as he was being chased by the safety Mike Adams. Mike Adams, much needed play for the Giants.
I like it. Try Odell Beckham against Toller. It's a different matchup. Watch him come out of his break, find the ball. Excellent throw by Eli, and off he goes. This man is extremely fast. He brings a quality that the Giants haven't had, speed.
So he went to the same high school as Eli Manning. He was the first 1,000-yard receiver at Isidore Newman High School since Cooper Manning, the older of the 3 Manning brothers. Eli telling us that both he and Peyton, they got word of and knew about Odell Beckham going back to when he was a young receiver. When they go back to New Orleans and just trying to get some throws in practice, all of a sudden they get in line, and here comes this high school receiver who looked a little bit better than the other receivers at Isidore Newman High School. So he said he and Peyton were trying to negotiate so they'd be in line to throw to Beckham. It's a guy who they knew about pretty quickly. Build through the draft. Get an impact through the draft. Halfway through the season, expecting stuff from your rookies. Your first-round pick, Beckham, 59 yards down the field, and then Will. Here's Odell Beckham Jr. using the sideline and getting out of bounds. Escorted there by Studebaker at the 40-yard line. You mentioned the light.
You'll get beat.
2nd and 10. Newsome spins away from Pugh. Good pass rush he put on. And Eli did a good job to complete that out to Odell Beckham at the 46-yard line of first down. Toller on the tackle.
You see the athletic ability of Beckham. How about that release? He can play the ball in flight. He's just a young player getting started. Hard to believe Eli Manning is surrounded with this much youth.
3rd and 16, Beckham. Odell's mom was a track coach at Nicholls State, was a track All-American at LSU. She finished the New York City Marathon yesterday, Heather Van Norman, 4 hours and 23 minutes. So very proud of his mom, who will call with real, legitimate feedback for her son about how he's running and how he's accelerating his burst. Certainly great genes there.
And that's the longest run he's seen Eli make.
There's the marathon. Not related to Eli's run, but there is Odell Beckham Jr.'s mom, Heather Van Norman. Look at our crew getting a shot of her from the TCS New York City Marathon, completing it in 4:25:37. 3rd and 10 instead. And this one is caught by Beckham, who'll use the sideline and get a first down out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Very much changing times for the Giants, and Eli and Coughlin remain the constant. And that's one of the good things that they have coming up. Odell Beckham Jr. with the grab, 29-yard line. Terrific catch.
If you're a Giant fan, you have a lot to look forward to with this young man. I saw him catch the ball off the jugs machine, laying down on the ground with one hand like it was a baseball. He has amazing body control and hands.
Here tonight, watch Odell Beckham Jr. Okay, yeah, it's one of those. All right. How about the people standing there watching? Like, oh my goodness.
That's impossible.
Okay. Listen to tunes. Okay, yeah, I got it. Good. They can throw with either hand. Ambidextrous.
You could coach this kid, Mike.
4th down. And Short gonna have to run for it with Beckham, and he won't get there. Shy of the sticks, Vontae Davis makes the play. Chit chat. And the spot. See the spot. Gave Beckham the first down with the spot. at the 40. I thought for sure Beckham was short of it. Let's see where the ball is as he goes out of bounds. That's
design block screen. That might be a challenge for sure.
Chuck Pagano has thrown the challenge flag on that spot, which live looked to be the incorrect spot. So Carl Sheffers will get a peek at it with 2:29. First down mark was just shy of the stripe for the 40-yard line. Question is there indisputable visual evidence to overturn this and say Beckham didn't get there? This might be a call stands thing because you might not be able to tell exactly where it went out from replay. Here's Carl Sheffers.
After review, the runner is short of the line to gain. First down, Indianapolis.
That's what we thought live. I second-guessed myself into the other way. The line was just near the 40, and he came up short of that. You see where the line was, this side of the 40-yard line. And Beckham was escorted out before the 40. The ball wasn't leaned forward. And it will be Colts ball with 2:29 to go.
Here's Beckham. And with a little left-hand shot into the helmet of Richard Sherman, a gain of 6. You know, Manning has got the first down. Pass caught by Odell Beckham Jr. Coming off his first 100-yard game in the NFL. He gets 7 and a fresh set of downs this season. On 2nd and 10. Manning's going to air it out. He's got a man, and the catch made by Beckham. And Odell Beckham Jr. got behind Richard Sherman, and the rookie good for 44 yards. How about that throw and catch? Double move on the outside. He gets Richard Sherman running. You see the outside move and then up the field, and Eli Manning lays this out perfectly. If you're throwing the deep ball against Richard Sherman, you better get it out in front, because anytime he has an opportunity to make a play on the ball, he generally intercepts it. An outstanding throw. Let's go back to the 44-yarder to Odell Beckham Jr. Well, good job by New York of moving the pocket and giving Eli Manning some time to allow this route to develop on the outside with the double move on Richard Sherman, a guy who, as we pointed out, has gotten more throws against him here in the last couple of weeks, but you've got to be real precise with the football when you go his way. Here's Beckham, right side. What a catch! This kid is becoming a star in a blink, only his 5th game. And he's down inside the 5, working on Burley, a gain of 26. Well, it's double press on the outside, so you're going to see him come here, and he's going to go to the middle. And it allows all that field then for Odell Beckham to be able to make a play on the ball. It's the same route combination that we saw when Preston Parker made the play there on that earlier possession. How about this catch by this kid, the 12th overall pick? Maybe he'll be the best receiver taken in this past draft. First guy off the board was Sammy Watkins. In his 5th game, he's making a name. Odell Beckham Jr. First and goal when we come back. And Odell Beckham Jr. has put him in position to take the lead. What a draft it was for the wide receiver position this past May. And Odell Beckham Jr. making a name on the road. Got him in position. Giants up 7. Off his first 100-yard game, and Odell Beckham Jr. with 2 big catches. 2nd and 6. Manning steps into it, has Beckham. And Odell Beckham Jr.'s got a first down across the 30, a gain of 7. You know, now you got to see how that's going to impact them, because Pete Carroll, he's certainly aware of that. Then you try to take advantage of a running back who maybe hasn't played a lot in pass protection situations. Pass is caught. Beckham, first down.
Odell Beckham Jr. to the 39, his first catch of this second half. You got to respect the speed of Odell Beckham. So you see, as Richard Sherman is on him, he's giving him a little bit of a cushion, hoping for a little underneath help. Odell Beckham, he turns around, and it's a pretty easy completion for Eli Manning. Back-to-back 100-yard games for Beckham Jr. Team has played exceptionally hard here today. Here's a little reverse. It's Beckham. And the rookie, Odell Beckham's got a first down. I mean, it's just not that easy for some guys to come into the league, somebody who missed the entire preseason, the first 4 weeks of the regular season, and he's hit the ground flying. That doesn't even make sense, but he's hit the ground running for the Giants. I think outside of quarterback, wide receiver is the hardest position for a rookie to come in and have an impact. I've been impressed with what I've seen of him. First down, Beckham. How about Seattle? They have
They do another quick hitter. This is Beckham's first catch of the game, and Odell Beckham Jr. has the grab, and he's out near a first down. Be about a yard shy, coming up back-to-back 100-yard games. Certainly Tom Coughlin hasn't forgot how to coach. Third down. Manning near side. There's Beckham. Tries to reach out with those go-go gadget hands. And now the spot is important. Did he get it?
I think that reach at the end, very smart. He's got those huge hands, and it allows him to be bold with the football, and he stretched it out at the end, and I think that was the difference. Watch him pluck the ball, and then watch at the end. He's going to stretch it out right there.
Yeah.
I think he gets the first.
However, the chains are on the other side of the field, so they have to march all the way across. If you go by our 1st and 10 line, the yellow line, which is usually so accurate, it's a first down, but it's not totally official. The official measurement comes now. My goodness. Can't get closer to that. And now a big decision. It's only the second catch today for Beckham Jr. The 49ers have done a nice job on him.
And Kevin, I don't think it's much of a decision. You know, you're the New York Giants. You've got some momentum going. That's right there. Now, you could challenge it. I don't know if you'd get a reversal of the line of game, because I don't know if anything's definitive there.
Tom Coughlin's going to challenge it. I think you almost have to if you're him, don't you? I mean, it's a tough thing to look at for a review.
He's got that challenge flag, and there it goes. Finally drops it.
He even drops a challenge flag in a feisty way. We'll look at it again for you. You know, again, the replay official's not seeing our yellow line necessarily when they're looking at it. It did look like he stretched out enough for a first.
Watch it, even with forward progress, I think, you know, and then certainly right there. He's still in bounds.
New York is challenging the ruling on the field as it relates to a first down.
That right there, to me, is a first down, because on the far side of the field, they got to get to the 42. Is
when
he
stretches it, still in bounds, I think that's a first down.
I agree. I think it's a first down, too, but they will look. Coughlin on the challenge. Looking at it again and again, I agree with you, John. I think that will be a first. But we will see as they look upstairs. Paul Widener is our replay official today. And a big call with 30 seconds to go in this third quarter. 16-10 49ers. Give the Giants a lot of credit. I mean, coming off a game. This is the freeze frame. That's the same exact moment in time on the two freeze frames, and that tells you it's a first down.
Now I just wonder if that left foot's in, because it looks like that might be on the line. But I think the ball, even prior to that, is stretched across that yellow line. I think everything indicates it would be ruled a first down.
I was starting to say, though, I think you got to give the Giants a lot of credit here. You know, they got gashed in Seattle in that fourth quarter last week, and
It looks like Gene's territory is coming on out, so our referee will have the call. Let's see.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. The ball is short by 1/2 inch. It will be 4th down. New York will be charged with its first timeout.
Let's bring in Mike Pereira. Mike, do you agree?
You know, I actually do, because we showed the shot where the foot was down and the ball was extended out. But what you haven't judged there is where did the ball cross the sideline, because that's where you would have to put the ball back to. And I think that's what made it difficult. Again, it's not the spot where he just steps out of bounds. It's where that ball ended up across the sideline. I think you had to leave it.
All right, and they did. So 4th and inches. Giants 3 of 9 on 3rd down today. Manning in trouble. Steps up, throws on the run. Nicely done to Odell Beckham Jr. He's got a first down. Manning was inches shy of getting dropped, but he found Beckham Jr. This is 3rd catch today.
This is one thing, Eli Manning, we've seen it in Super Bowls, his ability to get out of situations where it looks like he's done. He puts a little juke on Aaron Lynch, finds Beckham down the field. Outstanding play by Eli Manning.
That's who they've got to get going, Beckham Jr. 3rd catch today. He's got 32 yards and a biggie. Odell Beckham Jr. first couple of weeks was tremendous. So last couple of weeks tremendous. Today 3 catches. And you see what he's coming off of, John. I mean, he's trying to become the first Giants rookie for 3 straight 100-yard games. The last rookie with 2 straight 100-yard games with Byron Williams back in '83. Big 3rd and 2. Beckham at the bottom of your screen. 4-man rush coming near side and to Beckham Jr. and complete and a first down.
I tell you, that's the same ball that Borland picked off for the first interception, the same exact play, and Borland made another great drive on it. But Eli Manning this time on time, threw it, anticipated. Look at that drive by Borland. This kid sees the game well, and oh boy, he's good. He is fun to watch.
1st and 10. Rolling the pocket right, throwing to Beckham Jr. He's got it, and a penalty comes in late. He's been quiet all day, but Odell Beckham Jr. is coming alive at the right time for the Giants.
Boy, did he put a move on. Watch him up top, the top receiver. He can do a little pirouette on Parrish Cox, and Parrish Cox has nothing to do but get the illegal contact down the field. This kid, you talk about dynamic. He is dynamic. He's explosive. He's everything you want in a wide receiver.
Giants on the move. 8th play of the drive. Ruben Randall back in the game for New York. That's a good help for them. Number 82 getting a hand on Lynch. This time it's blocked up. This time Manning going deep for Beckham Jr. Did he catch it? He did!
Oh my goodness. Watch the leaping ability.
Oh.
Well, let's see where he brings this in. Possession there. That's a great catch. Phenomenal catch. Jim Harbaugh quickly, expeditiously throws the challenge flag.
Well, he's going to waste the timeout because his backside was down, I do believe. Let's see.
Just watch this, Kevin. Look at the jumping ability. The concentration, right? Yeah.
Oh,
that's a catch.
That's as good as it gets.
San Francisco is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed catch.
A 37-yard dynamo catch from Beckham Jr. They review it, and we'll be back.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. San Francisco is returned with their second timeout. San Francisco is also out of challenges.
Beckham Jr. showing us the hands, and Johnny practiced it in the pregame. Check it out.
I don't know if he practiced the falling on your cheek and getting it in bounds, but what a play by Odell Beckham Jr. And I've said it numerous times, but dynamic, explosive, all the adjectives you want, he's got them.
We were talking to Mike Pereira during the break. We don't have time to bring him in, but Mike said 1 cheek equals 2 feet.
I love it.
He's down.
I'm with you, Pereira.
And now the Giants, for all their foibles today, with 5:04 to go, they can take
the Statue of Liberty and the skyline of Manhattan, and across the Hudson, the Dallas Cowboys ride into the Meadowlands to
to meet the Giants on Sunday Night Football.
But they do have one of the most exciting young players in the game today in Odell Beckham. And they're out here playing in perfect weather conditions tonight. So maybe tonight's finally the night that the Giants put it all together.
He's been off for a couple of weeks. Here comes a corner blitz, something to do with some frequency, and the pass is caught over the middle by Beckham, and he gets ripped to the turf by Barry Church after he picks up a first down. Odell Beckham Jr.
Tried to bring the blitz, and Beckham came in right behind it. But this young man is one of those guys that you just have to find as many different ways to get him the football as you possibly can. Electric in and out of cuts. Almost nobody so far this year has been able to stay with him.
13th play of the drive. Eli stepping up, fires, touchdown. Odell Beckham. Well, the Giants scored in their first drive last week, and that's the only time they got into the end zone. And tonight, a very impressive 80-yard drive.
Nice job by the young rookie, Odell Beckham, just finding the little hole in the zone. No man coverage. You just find a little gap, sit right there on the goal line, and then sit down for the touchdown. So for Eli Manning, catches a break, not getting intercepted on the prior play, comes right back, throws a touchdown pass, and all of a sudden this game feels a little different maybe than what most people thought it might be.
Bill Vinovich is tonight's referee. First time we hear from Bill. 13 plays, 6 runs, 7 passes. Beckham into the end zone. Giants 7, Cowboys nothing.
All 3 linebacker positions and played very well.
Play action and the roll, and Manning throws, and the catch by Beckham. I'm telling you, this guy will make some of the most amazing catches you've ever seen. I mean, that's like a B+ for him.
I don't know how you end up covering this guy. He gets out of his breaks as fast as anybody I've seen. And right now, Eli and the Giants are moving.
Gain of 13 to the 48. Back we go to the catch. Williams a gain of 2 here.
We watched him in pregame warm-up. It was ridiculous to watch him catch the football. But this break coming back out of the ball, we haven't seen anybody this year that's been able to stay with him, that once he starts to break, the defender starts to break, and he's always the first one out of the break.
2nd and 8. Very frustrating for him and the team in OTAs and during training camp and early in the season with a hamstring problem. But boy, once he got healthy, he's been something. Going to draw here, and the Cowboys are right there again. Rolando McLean, the middle linebacker, makes the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and long. Here he was in pregame about an hour and a half before the game.
It was unbelievable. He started catching the ball, and they put music to it. It was, but he just put on a show. He just needs one hand. I put my hand up next to his because they were talking about how big his hand was, and I'm about 4 inches taller than he is. Look at that thing. And his fingers are at least half an inch longer than mine. He just catches everything.
To the strange of the skaters waltz. He wears those gloves, and those gloves make his hands look even larger. The first quarter with the score, the Giants 7 and the Cowboys 3. Sunday Night Football from the Meadowlands. Back after these messages. He's the running back. Play action. And Manning's going to heave one. There's a flag. Beckham, one-handed catch. How in the world?
Oh, my goodness.
And Brandon Carr was back there. I mean, he is insane. How do you make that catch?
Oh, my goodness. This is sick. Put this to music. I don't think he stepped out either. That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen.
Number 39. Penalties decline. Ball to the play. Touchdown.
You have to be kidding me. That is impossible. That is absolutely impossible what he just did. That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life.
It's in the conversation.
Wow. After being fouled. I mean, he was clearly fouled on the play. And that's clean. That's not. Oh, that's ridiculous.
I mean, he does it basically with his thumb and his forefinger. That is ridiculous.
Tom Coughlin said that young man has given all of us a lift. And you have some idea why.
Well, the play's under review because it is a scoring play. Unbelievable. Here's Bill Vinovich.
After
Six should stand.
play, ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Once more, at least.
His foot clearly in bounds, fights off the foul of Brandon Carr, goes up with his inside hand, never puts the other hand on the ball, stays in bounds. Ridiculous.
Josh Brown for the point after. So 8 seconds into the second quarter. There's so much to talk about with this kid. He's drafted out of LSU. He went to the same high school as the Manning boys. He went to their passing camp. He's known Eli since he was in the 10th grade. He was a tremendous star. And how about these for bloodlines? His father was a great football player. His mother was a world-class track star.
And he grew up playing soccer. He was a world-class soccer player, so he didn't even start using his hands probably until he was 12 years old or so. Look at this catch. I mean, I played receiver. I've seen a lot of things. Look at his eyes even going back to that catch. Not even to mention he got fouled on the play. That thing just stuck. It just stuck. It doesn't stick like that, believe me. Oh, my goodness.
Well, there is your play of the year, maybe of the, I don't know, decade, whatever. I mean, that's just impossible.
And he's a fun young man, isn't he? He's the kind of guy you put him with Victor Cruz when they come back next year in this offense, a little experience in this offense, because they never really did play together very much because Beckham was hurt. I'm still getting over that one.
And yeah, Beckham came back just before Cruz got hurt in Philadelphia. Of course, after the season, so he had going well. And here's Harris to the 23-yard line. So you talk about Beckham and his family and Odell Sr. running back, and there's his mother, Heather Van Norman, and his father ruled with Shaq. So you had Shaquille O'Neal down there, and I'm sure Shaq watching the game tonight going, unbelievable, like the rest of us. How in the world?
Even Shaq with his big hands couldn't do that.
No.
That's awesome. That's just awesome.
Well, another guy who's watching tonight is LeBron James, huge sports fan, of course. Man, I just witnessed the greatest catch ever, possibly by Odell Beckham Jr. Wow, you bet. I mean, it's the greatest catch I think almost all of us have ever seen.
He almost blew his shoulder out on that one. It went so far behind his head. Here we go. It's third down now, but the Cowboys will have the opportunity to run it twice if they want.
Well, that Dallas Cowboy offensive line, there with the Giants offensive line with Schwartz and Beatty and Odell Beckham drawing a little bit of a crowd on the Giants side. McLean makes the tackle. Beckham's night thus far.
His touchdown's the most boring thing he did all night. Takes that one. Watch this catch. I thought this catch was good. And it was. And then the three-finger catch. He caught that ball with 3 fingers. And he did it once in pregame as well. I mean, that wasn't even his first great catch like that.
Good rehearsal. He has 5 touchdowns so far this season, and 4 of them have come against Dallas. 2 down there, 2 tonight. Bottom right there. He's going against Scandrick. And he looks that way, and the catch is made in front of Scandrick. Yeah, just another grab, and that one was very routine for this guy.
Odell Beckham makes a great move here. I mean, Scandrick is right there. Eli, though, is smoking hot. He's now putting it away from the body, giving his receiver a chance. And if you want to play him one-on-one, I play pitch and catch all night long.
Play a base 4-3. Now you got Beckham taking the swing pass. and spilled at the 49-yard line by Sterling Moore.
Well, I think that's the third time now that they put Beckham into the backfield. They threw it to other people the first 2 times, and now finally just get him out in space and give him a chance.
So you have 4 receivers to the right side. Eli will pick a favorite one, and it's number 13 spinning out of a tackle, runs into his own man Donnell, otherwise he would have had more, gets to the 35-yard line, broke away from Scandrick, and the Giants 7 for 7 on 3rd down.
Poor Orlando Scandrick right here. He's got to try and keep up with this mess. There's 3 guys in front of him. He's just going to get lost, go out and make a little out and then back in cut. But the run is what's so impressive. Kind of looks a little bit like a young Victor Cruz, and hard to tell the size of those hands, but they are massive.
They'll want a room to roam, and they're going to throw it to him. And they're going to let him take off, and then Beckham tries to stiff arm a guy out of the way, and that'll take us to the end of the half. I knew we'd get there eventually.
In a first half in which he made 8 catches, 2 of them for touchdowns, and 1 that was absolutely astounding. It's been the Odell Beckham Jr. show, and the Giants have come to life and lead the Cowboys at the half, 21-10. Here's Dan.
All right, Bob, with Tony and Rodney. Chris Collinsworth said it's the greatest catch he's ever seen. You guys have been around the NFL quite some time. How would you rank that Odell Beckham Jr. catch?
It's got to be in the top 2 for me.
What's the other one?
The David Tyree catch in the Super Bowl.
Come on, Coach. One was completely skill like that one. The other one was just luck.
So that might be the second best catch in Giants history.
Ooh, you a dirty.
Yes, I would say so.
The David Tyree catch was in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You keep bringing that up.
Against a great defender.
That was phenomenal there.
I'm going to get you back there.
Oh, you were the defender. That's right.
Was he?
Yeah.
Eli stepping up, fires, touchdown. Odell Beckham. How in the world?
Oh, my goodness. That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen. That is impossible.
And a little flip goes to Witten for the touchdown.
Nationwide is on your side.
Off we go to the second half. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Michelle DeFoy at the Meadowlands. Giants lead by 11. Eli 14 out of 16. 2 touchdowns, both to Beckham. And there is your man of the moment. Thrown to 8 times, 8 receptions for 125 yards. The rookie into the end zone twice. DeMarco Murray, the leading rusher in the league, 49 yards, being held below his average pace right now on 11 carries. And there is Beckham, and we're going to see him pretty quickly because the Giants will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. And what do you think we want to show you one more time here?
Well, since Al tweeted it out, all kinds of interest in this catch here. Odell Beckham, watch this thing. I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like it. We have so many views of this catch. Spectacular there. He's being fouled. But look, he catches this ball with 3 fingers. His thumb, 2 fingers. The other 2 fingers never touch the ball. What's the name of the pitcher that?
Mordecai. Three-finger
right.
Brown.
And there's Mordecai, 3-finger Odell Beckham now.
Well, I asked Tom Coughlin about that catch since everyone's talking about it, and he said that catch was an inspiration. And time anyone makes a play like that, it inspires the entire team. So I asked Jason Garrett, what are your priorities in the second half? He said, stop Odell Beckham. I said, how? And he said, we've just got to do it, but it would help if we got some one-on-one battles won up front.
Thank you, Michelle. Is on a 2nd down and 5, stopped about 3 yards short, is Rashad Jennings. And Coughlin's right about it's inspired the team. You know, this was kind of a sullen place in a way over the last few weeks because of the 5-game losing streak. The Giants with a mark of 3-7. That also created quite a buzz in the crowd.
Yeah, but Beckham over the last 3 weeks has also established himself as a star receiver in this game. And you can tell by all the different motions, putting him in the backfield, some of the shot plays, that they are now starting to revolve this offense around him.
22-yard. Well, you know, when you're 3-7, so we'd like to ask the coaches about this point in the season, who your Pro Bowl candidates conference is. Don't even ask me. But now he has one tonight,
he
number 13.
He has one out there as well. Plus,
and a roll. Everybody rolling to the right. Open up. Beckham, first down. And you might get a flag at the end of it. Cobb wants it. Oh, here it comes, yeah. Barry Church. So Beckham gets the first down. They convert on a third. And they lay it on some more.
That's when you know a receiver is getting in your head as a defense, when you start hitting them out of bounds. Wait till you see this move. This route really tells it all of what this young man is capable of doing on the outside. You just can't stop and go as fast as he can. Man coverage, get up the field, plant your foot. And I mean, that's Brandon Carr. That's a $50 million corner that reacted 5 yards after Odell Beckham did. And Barry Church
There's
just
no foul to pay for unnecessary roughness. The runner was still in bounds and took a flop.
What?
And took a flop. That's the first time I've ever heard a referee announce that.
Definitely out of bounds. Now, well, let's go into that. And okay, he did kind of grab for the ball. And then took a flop. That's not too bad. That's a pretty good job by the official.
But he was hit out of bounds. Manning over the middle, and it's Beckham who makes the catch, but he cannot get the first down. Needed 11, wound up getting about 9. Odell Beckham making his 10th catch of the night, 146 yards.
It looked like for a moment there, if Odell Beckham had just turned that thing up, he's going to come right here. See if there's a little space. If he had turned it straight up the field, you can see where the first down line, right here. He sort of hesitated. I thought maybe with as athletic as he is, might have been able to dive forward for that one.
Well, meanwhile, he's down. He's down right now. So an injury timeout for Beckham. Well, there's Beckham live. He was down for 45 to 60 seconds, and they're going to check him out. Among the things that happened to him, he took an elbow to the helmet. He's going to go back underneath as they can check him out now after he made that catch. And, of course, Michelle will be on top of this, and we'll get the report as soon as we can. In the meantime, it's 4th down and 2, and the Giants to punt. And let's go back to the hit on Beckham.
He just kind of lost his balance here and stumbled forward and dropped the head and took an elbow to the head. We won't speculate on exactly what it was, but clearly a little edge has gone out of this building with him walking off the field.
Well, Odell Beckham Jr., you saw him go back to the locker room. He is questionable with a back injury, Al. We'll find out more as the evening goes along, but right now in the locker room, questionable.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Yeah, we didn't know whether it was the head. You can see him get hit in the head, the helmet with the elbow. Then they were looking at his back. They were looking at his ribs. At one point, they were even looking at his shoulder during the commercial. Well, look who's back. So Beckham back in the game. Targeted 11 times, caught 10. You got Brandon Carr on him. And it comes on top of a night that started with Beckham making one of the most incredible catches ever seen by anybody anywhere at any level of football.
All right, Michelle, for the record, Eli Manning, 29 of 43 touchdowns, 1 pick. Had the Giants won the game, a game ball, maybe a crate of them, would have gone to Odell Beckham Jr. He caught 10 passes, 2 of them for touchdowns. One of those receptions, a touchdown catch, no overstatement, was one of the greatest catches any of us has ever seen.
A couple of teams just playing for pride in Jacksonville as the Giants battle the Jaguars. Maybe we'll see an Odell Beckham Jr. sequel to that incredible catch last Sunday. You never know. Justin Kutcher, David Deal, and Laura Oakman are live with the call.
Well, Kurt, there's the catch you were talking about. By now, everybody has seen it. What a catch it was. What does Odell Beckham Jr. have for an encore? David, this game here features two teams with a combined 4 wins. However, if you talk to anybody around the league, all the talk is about a player here, Odell Beckham Jr.
I mean, he's been the buzz all week after his catch Sunday night against the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, you couldn't turn on a TV station where you didn't see it, and that's a life-changing catch for him. But the thing that really stood out to me about this, I played in the NFL for over a decade, and I heard more applause and seen more camera phones today just watching him in pregame warm-up than I've seen in my entire career. So I think I'm just like every other fan out there watching this football game. We want to see what this young, explosive player is going to do next.
Yeah, we can't wait to see what he will do next. It should be some fun.
Justin, I think you saw a lot of Odell Beckham Jr. this week. It could have been a lot more. The Giants fielded close to 100 requests from all over the country and declined every single one of them. Said Tom Coughlin, we want to make sure his hat size stays the same. I told that to Odell, who said he never has to worry about that. It was 1 catch in the game. A game, by the way, we lost. Justin?
And when you look at the New York offense, you know, there's going to be a lot of attention paid to different amount of receivers, but this week it's been Odell Beckham Jr. He's second in the NFL right now amongst receivers in the month of November with 31 catches and 503 yards, and he's just flat out explosive.
As we were talking about before the game, he has that it factor. 2nd down and 5, play action. Manning with time. Comes near side to that man, Odell Beckham Jr. for the first down. A completion of 13 yards.
This is the way that they want to start on the offensive side of the ball. Nice little misdirection play action. Odell Beckham Jr. is able to get a clean break back to the football. Moves the chains on 1st down, and this is the tempo and the rhythm that this offense wants to have.
1st and 10 at the 38. The reverse to Beckham, trying to get outside, and Odell Beckham Jr. will pick up 4 yards, tackled by Telvin Smith, the rookie out of Florida State. Shotgun. Quickly out to Beckham, and Beckham gets stood up right away by Demetrius McCray.
See it amongst rookies with 5 rushing touchdowns.
They swing it out to Beckham. And Beckham up to the 45, gets 5, time for a game break. Bell's in motion. Play action, Manning with time. Comes near side to Beckham, who comes back to make the catch. And stiff arm out of bounds. Looks like he's about a yard shy of that 1st down marker.
Nice protection by the offensive line, but Odell Beckham Jr. is able to come back to the football. That player to the sidelines when you have a scramble is always the one who comes back to the football. 9 catches and 20-plus yards. You wonder how this guy went undrafted.
Beckham slips a tackle, makes a move. Odell Beckham Jr. all the way across the 35. 29 yards for Beckham.
He's inside of Preston Parker here, who's just going to cause a natural pick by just standing there. Odell Beckham Jr. shows his ability of yards after carry, just the explosiveness, his ability to keep his eyes downfield and find those open creases and lanes to make explosive plays.
5 catches, 59 yards for Beckham Jr. And now he goes to the bench. Remember, he had a slight back injury last week against Dallas. Beckham being tended to now. To wrap him up. Let's see if we can see what happened to Odell Beckham Jr.
At the end of the plays, does a nice job of, like I said, continuing getting the yards after carry, but just looks like he falls funny on his back and on Telvin Smith.
Second down, Beckham is back in. Let's check in with Laura Oakland, who's standing by with the mother of the star for the Giants, Odell Beckham Jr.
Heather Van Norman, I'm here with Odell's mom, but also pretty much Odell's coach. She is a Division I track coach, has been for 20 years. You were watching your son in the stands, hopefully better seats, when he made the catch. Tell me, as a coach and a mother, how you felt.
As a mother, I think for me, he has worked worked so hard. I mean, one thing that someone has asked me about 2 months ago is a word to describe it, and I said determined. So for me, that catch was just sheer determination and focus. He's just trying to be as much of an entity and as much for this Giants team as he possibly can be, whether it's punt return, catching. So I think he was just happy to put points on the board, and I was happy to see that. As a coach, I watch biomechanics. He and I talk a little bit different dialect, and we have a great time talking about it. So I was watching every body movement that he was going through. And then at the very end, I thought, he could have caught that with one finger.
I love that. See where he gets his confidence and humility. Thank you so much. Great seeing you. Congratulations on all your sons' early success and hopefully continued. And his sister Jasmine, thank you for being here. Back to you, Justin.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You can see, speaking with Odell Beckham Jr. yesterday, a good kid, articulate. Obviously, his mom has had a huge influence. And did you see the size of his mom's hands?
Yeah, she has those big hands just like him to be able to go grab it. But I think the best word to describe him is passionate. He loves the game of football.
Manning finds Odell Beckham Jr. across midfield. And Beckham goes down at the 45. A 23-yard completion, his first catch of the second half.
Here he is in that slot position. My mistake at the outside position. They gave him coverage. They didn't touch him at the line of scrimmage. They didn't press him. They gave him a free release, and that is not what you want to do when you have an explosive player like that.
Manning finds Beckham again. Back-to-back catches for Odell Beckham Jr. Let's go back and find out from...
Well, the Giants and Titans are having tough seasons, but there's a lot of young talent on display as Odell Beckham Jr. goes up against former college teammate Zach Mettenberger.
When you look at some of the standouts for the Giants, and it starts with number 13.
It most certainly does. He was the rookie of the month for the month of November with 38 catches and 593 yards. But the most important thing is they need to target him today in the second half, which they didn't do last week.
10 in midfield for the Giants. Quick throw to Beckham Jr. Run out of bounds after a gain of 6. Odell Beckham Jr. missed all of training camp, the preseason with that injured hamstring. Was inactive the first month of the season. Got a touchdown in his debut against Atlanta. But my, oh my. Starting 3 weeks later, back-to-back 100-yard receiving games, spectacular catches. And you can understand why they made him their #1 pick out of LSU. Second down. Manning guns it over the middle to Beckham. First and goal, Giants down to the 8-yard line.
He's going to run that deep post route inside. Look at how much cushion that they're giving him at the line of scrimmage. He runs that one free. That's pitch and catch, and that looks like what they do right in practice. They've got to challenge him. They've got to get some hands on him. They've got to try to redirect him, and that's when he's ineffective. Third down, and that's been their big issue, and that's why they've only converted 29%. NFL's worst this season.
Beckham at the 11. And a nice return up close to the 30-yard line.
Well, Tom, we talked about how important it is for Odell Beckham Jr. to get started and how different he'll play different positions. Here he is in the backfield. He's getting out there. You see him outside wide out. You see him inside now at the slot position. We're seeing him on the reverse. They're going to do whatever they can to keep this defense off balance because what they're trying to do defensively is find 13.
Right now he's at the bottom of your screen, split far to the west on this first down formation. And they're throwing the football, and they're looking for Beckham down the middle of the field. Oh, my goodness. In traffic, he just snatched it away from Jason McCourty. How about that?
That's just down at the bottom. McCourty is the guy who plays up against teams' best receivers. He's pressing them, just beats them by speed, one-on-one. Eli puts that ball up on out there, but Odell Beckham is able to show. He's able to find that ball, use his hand-eye coordination, and come down with a huge play for this offense.
A 50-yard gain on the reception by Beckham. Already 3 catches for 74 yards. They put it in his hands again. And he's down to the 15. That'll be a gain of 7.
As we said in the last drive, they're giving Odell Beckham cushion. They're letting him run his routes. They've got to do something to disrupt him, get him off of the timing with Eli Manning, because they are clicking right now. And it's going to be a tough day and a long day for McCourty if he doesn't press him and challenge him at the line of scrimmage.
You know, ever since he made that catch, which everybody saw on national television a couple of weeks ago, people are showing up early to watch what he's going to do in the warm-ups.
You know, this reminds you of the baseball back in the day when everybody would come for the BP practice to watch McGuire hit him out of the park. Well, this is what's been going on now on the road. You see all the people with their camera phones watching him come up with these big catches, cheering and applauding louder for a pregame player than I've ever seen in my 11 years as an NFL player.
And off to a great start, which you may remember he was last week. Had 5 catches for 59 yards in the first half. He only had 2 catches in the entire second half. Eli to the end zone. And it is a touchdown for Odell Beckham Jr. Well, that was the Odell Beckham Jr. drive for the Giants.
Working one-on-one again. They're not pressing at the line of scrimmage. They're letting him get that free release. They've got to challenge him at the line of scrimmage. He is too explosive, too fast to not to try to disrupt him. Like I stated earlier in this drive, if Jason McCourty does not challenge him, or if they do not press him or get some bracket help over, he's going to have an unbelievable day today.
And a 50-yard reception to begin the drive, and caps it off with his 6th touchdown reception of the year. Nothing Giants in front after the touchdown reception by Odell Beckham Jr. Redcurn to punt it, and Beckham Jr. slips across the 40, 45 up to the 48-yard line. We're not even a quarter into this one, and it has all been about the junior Big O. Third down and 15 after the delay of game. And Beckham will be denied anywhere near first down yardage. And Beckham will celebrate with his teammates as they get the takeaway.
Linebackers.
Easy throw and catch there to convert on the first down, and already that puts Beckham over 100 yards in the game. His 7th catch of the afternoon.
This is his 4th 100-yard game. You're going to see him down at the bottom of the screen, motion inside. Just send it off, run that right to the sideline, and I'm going to continue to say it this whole game. You've got to pressure him. You've got to get your hands on him and try to redirect him and ruin the timing. Because right now, Eli Manning and him are in sync, and they are rolling.
Blitz coming this time. And I'm not sure if Beckham hung on. They said he did. And that is a catch for a first down to the 34-yard line.
You see him on the outside one-on-one, but this time they actually brought Michael Griffin to the inside to try bracketing him. Ran the out route, was able to get that square out to the sticks and hold on to that football and get that first down.
Well, in a short amount of time, the career high in a single game for Odell Beckham Jr. is 156 yards. That was against Indianapolis, his first 100-yard game. And he's on his way to a lot more than that today. 8 for 111.
When I talked to Joe Skeeter when they drafted Odell Beckham Jr., that ball is coming out at 45 miles an hour out of that jug machine. And he's been there for over 20 years. He said, in the 20 years I've been here, I've never seen a receiver catch the ball that soft out of that machine.
I'm saying something.
Called that on Klug. You know, that's surprising. That's only the 5th one that they've had on the defensive line. They've done a very good job this season.
Same play we saw a minute ago. Beckham tried to slip through to tackle the Brandon Harris and then dives ahead inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line.
Odell Beckham Jr. fighting for the yak, the yards after carry. But I think that they're doing a nice job now of moving the pocket, moving the launch point of Eli Manning. That when they had a nice little rollout to keep this defense off balance. And so far, this offensive line has done a nice job.
What a day it's been for Odell Beckham Jr. 9 catches, 117 yards. Compare that to the entire Tennessee receiving corps.
They call that having a day, is what they call that. But I think the most important thing, just like last week, they've got to do it in the second half with them.
Well, for some of you perhaps just tuning in, been a big first half for Odell Beckham Jr. and the Giants and Eli Manning, 20-0 lead. And their defense has shown up so far today. See offensive line in this game today. They're without Lawan, their left tackle, Michael Orr, their right tackle, and their regular center, Brian Schwanke. Odell Beckham Jr. 117 receiving yards in one half, including a touchdown. Fox NFL Sunday continues with the Visa halftime in a moment. And Nissan, our performance that excites. How do you not get excited? I don't care if you're a Giant fan or you root for him to lose every game. You gotta like watching this young man play football, don't you?
You most certainly have to. Odell Beckham Jr. has shown why he's a first-round draft pick and has shown why he's deserved the attention that he's been getting. But like we said, he had the same type of impact. He didn't have over 100 yards, but he had the same type of impact he's had in this game that he did last. But we've got to see the production in the second half. You've got to target him. You've got to keep moving him around like you have in different positions to keep this Titans defense off balance, because it's opened up everything in this offense.
On the flip side, if you're the Titans, and obviously the first half was not a good one. You look inside some of the numbers, only a total of 62 yards. You had the turnover, which led to the fumble recovery and run in for a touchdown by Marcus Kuhn. What are you saying at halftime right now if you're Ken Wisenhunt?
Let's come out the second half and let's just play sound football.
Well, we talked about Odell Beckham Jr. What a first half outside of a silly, unsportsmanlike penalty. I mean, they gave him a chance to throw the football. We know he can catch a football. 9 of them for 117 yards and a touchdown. Eli comes out throwing. That's Beckham, and he's up to the 42-yard line. Beckham, his 10th catch of the day. He had 9 in the first half for 117 yards. That is his first reception of this second stanza.
They still continue to give him that cushion where he is getting a free release at the line of scrimmage, and he's just being able to do whatever he wants to do because they're not doing anything to change the timing or try to redirect him. He's still getting he's getting more attention. They're trying to bracket to him, but you've got to do something to disrupt him. A move on his part that Brian Hoyer may have earned the right to give one more shot. But for me personally, I think that they should have went with Johnny Manziel, because you're looking to win. You're looking to do something to create a spark for yourself in a month.
Queen City earlier this year, one of only 3 Bengals losses. Beckham Jr. went out of bounds. Speaking of the Bengals, they just scored to go ahead of the Steelers. We talked about a lot today. The 2 rookies for the Giants. Odell Beckham Jr. 130 receiving yards and the best career day for Andre Williams, his first 100-yard rushing game as a rookie. And look at that, you got to go all the way back to 1980. The last Giant rookie duo over 100 yards rushing and 100 yards receiving in the same game. Wow, what a day it has been for the rookie out of Boston College. 4th-round draft pick. Grew up in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Of course, it's been a great day for a lot of Giants here today when you're up 36-7. So that'll wrap it up. Giants winners today for the first time since October the 5th. Let's send it to Kurt Menefee back in Los Angeles. State Farm Game Break Show.
All right, Darryl, time for today's players to watch.
Well, if we're watching the Giants, we got to have our eyes on Odell Beckham Jr. He was just burst onto the scene the second half of the season. And Deshaun Jackson and his explosive playmaking ability is back on the field for the Redskins. Yeah, and I'm really excited to have my firsthand look today at Odell Beckham Jr.
Over, personal foul.
Yeah, we all remember that fantastic catch he had Sunday night against the Dallas Cowboys. But when you sit down and talk to him, I think he has all the intangibles that you would hope for in a young person playing this game that has shown that type of talent at the start of his career.
How about that pass he threw last week?
With teammate Andre Roberts. High snap. And Manning hits Beckham. This time Ducey's the recipient. And Odell Beckham Jr. takes it out to the 47-yard line for a gain of 6.
Looks like they're going to be going right after Beckham. That's where the personal foul was on.
Yeah. And he's not going to back down. This is a confident young player with just immense talent.
Manning on third down to the end zone. It's Beckham. Touchdown.
We saw the catch on Sunday night with the one hand, and just imagine what happens when he can get two hands on it. It's going to be virtually impossible to separate Odell Beckham Jr. from the football, working out of the slot. There's a little rub play right there. And if you get it to him and he has an opportunity to get his hands on it, I just don't know if anybody's going to be able to take it out of those hands. I did a little measurement with him when I talked to him on Friday. I was blown away, how much bigger his hands were than mine.
Yeah, like 1.5 inches. I think each finger was bigger.
7th touchdown this season for Odell Beckham Jr. There's Ben McAdoo, the offensive coordinator in the sweatshirt. And he told us on Friday with Odell, the hardest things seem to be the easiest.
And that, not just athletically, but also the mental part of this game. They have really kind of put him on the fast track to learning all the different positions across the formation, and he's handled it very well.
Josh Brown with the extra point. They went to the same high school. Newman down in New Orleans. Eli Manning and Odell Beckham Jr. They combine on the touchdown. Well, we got Redskins touchdown drive. Giants back to work from their 20. As Manning throws, there is a flag. Odell Beckham Jr. And now another flag is thrown. Breland and Beckham have been going at it, Darryl, all game long.
Yeah. You pointed out the competitiveness in practice with Bashaud Breeland, and Odell Beckham Jr. is not going to back down from anybody. But you've got to maintain your emotions. Football is a very emotional game.
2 fouls on the play prior to the pass. Holding, number 26 in the defense. That penalty is declined after the play is over. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Tony, number 26 in the defense. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play. First down.
Well, that's the second personal foul called on Breeland today.
And it's just the face-to-face right there. And it's something that the officials are looking for. They want to eliminate that from the game. The disrespect to the players. You cannot get face-to-face with somebody. It can be something very, very quick and brief, but they're going to flag that.
Giants from the Washington 17. Manning throws, complete to Odell Beckham Jr. who gains 4 down to the 13-yard line. 2nd and 6 from the 13. Manning stands in the pocket, now moving to his left. He throws, and on his knees, Beckham able to make the catch at the Washington 9.
I don't know why Eli Manning did not take Andre Williams early in his progression. Had him outflanked to the right flat area. You see Trent Murphy, he's run out underneath Odell Beckham Jr., but then loses track of him. But watch number 44 as he swings out to the right. Kind of dropped right there. Had an opportunity to let your running back catch and run with it after the catch.
Odell Beckham Jr. makes the catch inside the 10 to the end zone. Touchdown, his second today.
I think we're going to have have to give Eli Manning a ton of credit on this one, and not because of the throw, but because of his vision, his eyes. I think he really took the secondary of the Redskins out to their left. Watch Eli. Let's see if he gives a hard stare to the right before he unleashes this thing to Odell Beckham Jr. He's hard right, and then boom, here I come right back in. There was a lot of flow by that secondary, watching Eli's eyes to the outside. There they are right there. And here comes Odell Beckham Jr. What a nice play design and execution by the Giants.
How about that extra gear he has after he catches that ball, Beckham? Woof. Giants have the lead. Second time Manning and Beckham Jr. have connected today for a Giants touchdown. We were meeting with Odell Beckham Jr. on Friday. Eli Manning walks in, and he gave him kind of this weird handshake. And I said to Eli, is that the secret Newman High School handshake from down in New Orleans? And they got really quiet after that.
He looked at us and smiled.
Yeah.
Must have been.
I think it was.
11 years apart. We asked Odell, is there Manning paraphernalia everywhere you go?
He said you couldn't get away from it, right? Whether you walk down the hall, whether you're out front, the stadium, everywhere is the Manning name.
Yeah, he's got a jersey in the Hall of Fame, but not one at Newman High School.
Following his touchdown catch against Dallas. Since November 1st, Odell Beckham Jr., and these are not ranks among rookies leading up to the game today. These are ranks amongst everybody in the league. Most receptions, most yards after the catch, and the most first downs.
Yeah, and again, that didn't take into account today's numbers, so look what he's added to that.
And with those 75 yards, he sets a franchise rookie record. He needed 66 to surpass Jeremy Shockey, most receiving yards by a Giants rookie in one season.
And Harry Carson saw it all before it even happened.
And remember, the Giants lost Victor Cruz back in October. Beckham missed the first 4 games. They only played together 1 full game. As Griffin hits Darrell Young out of the backfield, and he is forced out of bounds by Stevie Brown. What an athlete. Every teammate and coach we spoke to, they talked about Beckham's athleticism, whether it's football, basketball, soccer. He started playing soccer at the age of 3.
Had to make a tough decision early on. I mean, he was so good. There was an opportunity for him to become a member of the national team, but he would have had to commit too much to that and not been able to play football.
On 2nd and 8, it is Jason Pierre-Paul who brings down Alfred Morris, who told us that he would go out to his high school soccer field, and he said he lined up, 90 yards away? And he said, I bent it into the upper corner. He's the original bend it like Beckham.
Not 90, Kenny. Now the story's getting away. Now it's becoming a fishing tail.
200.
That's a heck of a kick right there. He said he was definitely outside the 18-yard box, and he put it up in the top corner.
Yeah, and he said in order to excel, you got to go live over in Europe, and that's something that he didn't want to do. He wanted to stay here in the U.S.
Having fun in East Rutherford. 3rd down and 7. Welcome back, 4th quarter. Giants with a 4-point lead. Redskins thought they went ahead by 10 as the first half came to an end. Following the review, touchdown was reversed. Giants with the lead on the football. Here's Beckham Jr. on the return. And he takes a lead hit from the long snapper. On special teams, Nick Sundberg.
That's not even close. He's outside the white when he hits him. They make it so difficult on themselves, whether they're giving up field position, creating field position.
It's the long snapper, number 57, Nick Sundberg, with the late hit.
Look at the heater back there. You're so lucky that somebody doesn't get hurt seriously going into that heater. That's why these rules are in place.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 57 of the kicking team. 15 yards added at the end of the play. First down.
That is the 5th personal foul committed by the Redskins. Beckham on the line wide receiver screen. He picks up a first down. Giants look to get the ball into his hands any way they can.
And that's been the great thing about his ability to grasp this playbook. And everybody's learning it together at the same pace. It's Ben McAdoo's first season here as the offensive coordinator, but as a young guy, you start out in one position and you learn that. And now they've been able to take Odell Beckham Jr. and move him throughout the formation. Different spots at wide receiver, bring him into the backfield. That's been the most impressive thing.
And you talk about Beckham's athleticism and where does it come from. His dad was a football player at LSU. In fact, he was a roommate of Shaquille O'Neal, who is Beckham's godfather. And his mom was a track star at LSU, and she went on to coach track at Rice and Georgia Tech and Tulane. She's now the head track coach at Nicholls State. And she recently ran the New York Marathon.
What would it be like to be Shaq being your godfather?
Not only that, he had dinner with LeBron a couple of weeks ago here in the New York area as Williams leading Washington by 4.
And got some great advice from LeBron James, who Coach Tom Coughlin was very glad to hear. Make sure you take care of your business on the field, Odell Beckham Jr., because it doesn't matter if you're not performing on the court, on the field. If you continue to master that part of your craft, there'll be opportunities for you. So good piece of advice from a very successful person.
We'll take you back to week 12 against Dallas. The catch.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen of the sporting world, let us introduce you to Odell Beckham Jr. That's when everybody really started to hear about him, was after that catch, and had 200-yard games prior to that, but not a lot of noise out there until that great catch against Dallas.
Second down and 8. Manning off the pump fake, connects with Beckham for a Giants first down.
And this is one of the reasons why I'm so impressed with the fact that Eli Manning has this streak, because watch him on this play. There's good coverage. There's a little bump that makes him have to hold this ball a little bit, but he hangs in there, and he just always seems to get hit, and big guys falling down on top of him. And, you know, a lot of times it's just the pile shifting the wrong way, and all of a sudden there's something that happens, and you're out for a week, you're out for a season. And Eli Manning has just been an Iron Man throughout his career.
In Redskins territory, Eli took another hit. Oof.
I remember talking to Mike Martz one time. He said one of the most important things is courage in the pocket. And it's something that quarterbacks just have. You can't teach it. You can't really watch it develop. You either got it or you don't. And Eli Manning definitely has it.
And for Beckham, it is his 5th 100-yard game. Flag down. As Beckham makes the catch, the Redskins may have had 12 men on the field.
Yeah, it looked like that, Kenny. I don't think he got off.
Too many men. Defense, number 92. That penalty's declined. The result of the play is a first down.
That's Chris Baker. It's tough when you get them big men. You want to go and make changes. It's got to come all the way from the other side. The neat thing is Eli. If you watched Eli, he looked over and he tried to get a quicker count to catch the 12 men and get a free play on that.
By the way, we mentioned Beckham over 100 yards. It extends his streak of 90-yard games to 7 straight. The NFL record is 9 by your former teammate Michael Irvin. Engaged in rushing last season. It's Beckham again. He makes the catch and is down at the 24-yard line.
You just got to throw it in the vicinity for him to catch it.
He's got an unbelievable radius.
Goes up, just snatches this right out of the air.
And it's not like if somebody hits him or makes contact with him. Once it's to that point right there, it's virtually a catch. I mean, it's just the strength at the point of the catch. So impressive.
Second and goal. Beckham. He's got it. Touchdown.
It's not because of his height. You get some guys down in the red zone and it's a matchup issue, a Jimmy Graham type of guy because of the height. And This one is just his ability to run fade, to run slant, to do all the number of different things, you know, from the wide receiver position. It's too soft of a cushion at that stage of the field by David Amerson. You've got to be a little bit tighter in that spot where the line of scrimmage was, or that's exactly what's going to happen.
And it's nice to see Eli Manning on the same wavelength as him. Looks like those two are really connected.
12 receptions for Beckham. One shy of Tiki Barber's franchise record. It ties Hakeem Nick's record for a wide receiver in one game. Giants drive 12 plays, 76 yards, 5 receptions on the drive for Odell Beckham Jr. It's a hat trick, 3 touchdowns today. And the Giants lead by 11. It started. Oh, how about this bright spot for the Giants? Odell Beckham Jr., another tremendous game here today.
And I was surprised to learn that the New York Giants have never had an offensive rookie of the year. And Odell Beckham Jr. has put himself near the top of that list of candidates this season.
Eli Manning has completed 23 passes, more than half. 12 of the 23 have gone to Odell Beckham Jr. today. He was Giants' first-round draft choice, 12th overall out of LSU, hindered by those hamstring issues throughout the OTAs, training camp, preseason, missed the first 4 games of the regular season. And what he has done now over the last 7-8 weeks has been spectacular. Giants looking to win their 4th straight over the Redskins. Odell Beckham Jr. Huge day, 12 receptions, 143 yards, and 3 touchdowns for the Giants as Jackson is down. So that will do it. The turning point, the Griffin touchdown that was called back at the half. Giants win it. Now to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles. Time for the State Farm game break. Take it away, Kurt.
Having said all that, David Deal, for the immediate future, you look at the game here today, and quite possibly the NFL's offensive and defensive rookies of the year on display.
And you would be talking about Odell Beckham Jr. and Aaron Donald. It may say rookie on their resumes, but the production and what they've meant to their football teams has been far from it. Odell Beckham Jr. already takes over for the receiving yards for a rookie in Giants history, and he'll break the receptions record today.
Hi, Tom. First thing Tom Coughlin talked to his team about this week, the physicality of a Greg Williams defense and how important mental discipline is going to be today. Eli Manning preparing his rookie receiver for this all week, telling Odell Beckham Jr., they're going to try to get in your head. Don't let them. Beckham telling me, that stuff doesn't bother me. I know I can't get penalties today, but I also know sometimes you got to get your point across. Tom?
Well, all eyes will certainly be on this incredible rookie, Odell Beckham Jr., who missed the first 4 games of this season with a hamstring injury going all the way back to the preseason. All he's done is hauled in 71 passes from his buddy Eli Manning and closing in on 1,000 yards.
And just imagine, Tom, if he played the first 4 games of this season, what his numbers and production would have been if he did.
12, 3rd down and 10. Manning quickly throws. Look at the one-handed grab by Beckham Jr. He is denied first down yardage. What a catch this is. It might not be a first down. It might not be a touchdown. But what a catch this is by Beckham.
They've got Ruben Randall and Beckham out there. They look like they were going to run a little rub route, get him out to the sideline. But what a catch by Odell Beckham Jr. He just continues to show why he is an elite receiver in the NFL.
Well, it's one thing to go up and get it in the end zone. We've seen some of those. Some during the pregame warm-up. That one right there in traffic. Well, they say it was good enough for a first down. They put it in the hands of the rookie Beckham. And a very short game, a little bit of contact after he was out of bounds.
We always said go get your running backs and wide receivers out of the pile because they're going to try to hit as many times and get as many stuff as they can.
Odell Beckham Jr. in the back of the end zone, a touchdown. Penalty flag is thrown home. For Beckham, if it stands, it would be his 10th touchdown of this season. And remember, he missed the first 4 games.
After the touchdown, Taunting. Number 13, New York. The penalty, punch out is good. The penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
And naturally, Tom Coughlin saying, hey, come on now.
You know, he's proven himself out on the football field. He just scored a touchdown. That's the last thing you need. There's a little, looks like miscommunication between Tremaine Johnson and T.J. McDonald on the back end. That's an easy toss and catch right there for Eli Manning and Odell Beckham Jr. to get a very important touchdown here early and to break this red zone and 12 quarters without giving up a touchdown.
He is just tied, has Beckham. Jeremy Shockey's rookie record for receptions in a year by a Giant. And the record tire and touchdown. Touchdown a moment ago by Odell Beckham Jr. ties Jeremy Shockey for most in a season, receptions in a season. And then after the taunting, his head coach reminds him that's not what we're counting on or looking for. Next catch. And he will be the Giants' record holder for a rookie in a single season. Johnson will replace him. 2 early turnovers for St. Louis.
E.J. Gaines has been on 97% of the defense.
13 out of 15. 185 yards and a touchdown. There's a record breaker for Odell Beckham Jr. And then contact after he was out of bounds. No penalty flag, though. Or is there? Yes, there is. T.J. McDonald. He was the one that Beckham, you may remember, was flagged for taunting on the touchdown in the first quarter.
After the play was over, taunting, number 25, defense. After this to the goal, automatic first down.
T.J. McDonald ran out of bounds and out of his way to give that little extra talk and that little extra intimidation at his face. You just can't have that in a game that you're already down. Not to mention, what are you going over to talk trash about? You just got a first down and a nice catch.
You watch it every week, and it does make you wonder, what could he have possibly been thinking about? But only he can answer that. 15 yards will move it down to the 12-yard line, and a timeout going to be called by the Giants. And they're still talking down there. Beckham and McDonald. Well, Beckham's been lighting it up, as we know, even though he missed the first 4 games. And he is something to watch.
More people out here watching his pregame warm-up, taking pictures, you know, putting stuff up on Instagram to show and show that video footage. And, you know, when we've had the Giants this year and we've gone around, you know, you think about the time here in St. Louis, you know, people would come to watch Mark McGuire hit BP and hit dingers, and it's no different right now for Odell Beckham Jr. They just want to see the amazing one-handed catches before the game.
4 yards shy of 1,000 on the year. Got his 10th touchdown of the year today. And again, he missed his first 4 games this season with that hamstring injury. So now the Giants all-time rookie record holder for receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns. We're talking about Odell Beckham Jr. Trying to join some of the great names for New York Rookies of the Year. Boy, who is ever better than that guy? The great Tom Terrific. And in Giants lore, who's better than that guy? Patrick Ewing. Hard to believe that is almost 30 years ago. And, of course, just retired this year. After such a glorious career with the Yankees, Derek Jeter. How about that company? Seaver, Taylor, Ewing, Jeter. Not bad.
You know, when you think about it, a lot of Giants fans and a lot of people that have watched the New York Giants for a long time have compared Odell Beckham Jr.'s impact as a rookie on the offense, just like Lawrence Taylor when he was a defensive end / outside linebacker hybrid who completely changed the game of football with the way he played. To get that comparison to that guy, talk about very impressive.
Well, you look at all those guys, and what, 3 of the 4 eventually won a title in the Big Apple. We know about Taylor.
Yep.
Jeter, multiple rings there. And, of course, Tom Terrific going all the way back to the Miracle Mets in 1969. The only one who did not win a championship there after so many great seasons. Patrick Ewing. The Giants have 2 timeouts remaining. Beckham got a block, got a couple of them. And this may be a flag. And then a kick by Beckham. Tell you, this game's got a chance to get ugly. It might get ugly right now. It is getting ugly right now. You can see this coming from a long time ago. We've had a kicker kick somebody in the face. We've had a couple of late hits out of bounds. That one a very late hit out of bounds by Alec Ogletree. And Odell Beckham Jr. didn't like it at all.
Well, when he was going to get off of the block, Alex Ogletree actually pushed him and mushed him in the helmet and in the face mask. And that's when you saw the retaliation out of Odell Beckham Jr. But we've got to get back to football here. As much fight and all this stuff that's going on, yeah, it's going to bring some intensity to this football game. But let's do it inside the lines. Let's do it out on the football field, and let's play a competitive game here.
I got to tell you, David Deal, you know, you brought it up earlier. It's clearly that's just a late hit, a late shove, and then a push, a kick.
Good thing Laura Oakman was able, our sideline reporter was able to get out of the way of that one because she was right there.
Get out of the way, Laura. Find safety somewhere down there. You know, you brought it up earlier, and you're a guy that played in the league, all-pro, offensive lineman. You know what even further makes you wonder? You're talking about a couple of teams that are going nowhere. So why are you jawing? What have you done to jaw?
And that's the most disappointing thing. Believe me, tempers get going, emotions get flying. But this is doing nothing to benefit either one of your football teams right now. Not to mention, with all this stuff that happens on the sidelines, with all the people involved, this is when people really get hurt in those big scrums and piles.
And David, it puts the other guys in a tough spot that aren't initially involved in whatever's going on, because you do have to feel like, I would imagine, don't you? You got to defend your teammates if something's going on.
Believe me, as an offensive lineman playing in the NFL for 11 years, you are a bodyguard. You're there to protect your guys. You're there to make sure that nobody gets cheap-shotted. And when it comes time like that, yeah, you're in there defending. You're pulling guys apart because you want to protect your guys.
Well, we're still waiting for Pete Morelli and company. The Rams are the most penalized team in the NFL, and they have that reputation.
Not a single referee right now, if you're looking, except for the one that was just picked up. And now the other one that's picked up, every single flag is out on the field right now.
It started very early. The talking, perhaps a little fuel to the fire when Beckham spins the ball in the face of McDonald, the taunting penalty after the touchdown in the end zone, and it has escalated from there.
Tom Coughlin said it yesterday. He knew that this could be a game that gets chippy like this, but he said you have to control yourself under the pressure, and you've got to make sure that you've got to walk away from those things and do it when the ball is snapped. That's when you can get it done.
And that's where you see really this year the difference between these two teams among many is that Jeff Fisher's team's the most penalized team in the league. Tom Coughlin's team among the least penalized teams in the league. Mike Pereira, you know, you've been down on the field for a long time before you got moved up to the head of NFL officials. When you're down there on the field right now, what is going on in that meeting with nearly every official involved in it?
Well, the one thing they're trying to decide here is who are they going to eject. I mean, I think that you're going to have offsetting personal fouls, I'm sure. Certainly Ogletree starts the whole thing with the late shove down and then the second shove, but you get a punch or two that's thrown.
Yep.
As
After
an
the
official
player
person
went out
trying
of
to
bounds, there's multiple fouls on the play and some ejections. Ejected from the game will be number 83 for the New York Giants and number 95 for New York, and number 95 for St. Louis, and 98 for New York Giants. There was a foul against an official on this play. We will go 15 yards against St. Louis and then bring the flag back and make it 1st and 25.
right now. I'm sure he's telling Tom Coughlin, and he'll tell Jeff Fisher the same thing. We got to get this game under control, and if somebody even breathes on an opponent, we're going to call fouls until we get it under control. And that's about the only way you can get a game like this back under control and get it in hand.
Well, you saw, as Mike Pereira mentioned, Preston Parker got wrapped up in the whole sort of pile, getting pushed and shoved, and then he decided to throw a right hook at somebody. Demontre Moore, who wasn't even on the field, gets involved over on the sideline. He's been thrown out. And as we mentioned, William Hayes also ejected. This is ugly, isn't it, Mike?
Guys, and I will say this. It's probably not the last of it either, because the league will go over all of this film, and they are really, really strict when it comes to fighting. So even players that weren't called for fouls or disqualified might end up with those fine letters next week. The league does not like this scene, period, and they will address it, I assure you.
All right, Mike Pereira, thank you very much. We are trying to find out if Pete Morelli's microphone went out when announcing a third Giant being ejected in this game. I'm sure Tom Coughlin, as Mike Pereira just mentioned, is wanting to know, okay, once we sorted all that out, where's the ball going to be? As Demontre Moore is led back into the locker room after being thrown out. Question is, did Jonathan Hankins get thrown out of this game? We told you about Parker and we told you about Moore.
And those were the only two that we'd seen walk off of the field into the locker room with William Hayes.
So first down, going all the way back to the 13-yard line. Make it second down.
This is a 2-minute warning at 1:57.
So we are at the 2-minute warning. Boy, crazy here in St. Louis. Laura Oakman, you all right down there?
Thanks for checking in. I want my dad to know I am okay.
Good.
But in all actuality, not surprising that all these scrums have had Odell Beckham Jr. in the middle of it. The Rams defense has been talking about him all week. While the media and the fans in New York loves the attention Odell has gotten, defenses don't, especially veteran defense. That's what they've been talking about this week, about not only his success, but the celebrations that come after with it. So not a surprise at all that there's been a lot of scrums with Odell in the middle.
Not a surprise at all. When a young player comes along and they make some of the plays and some of the highlights we've seen, and you throw in some of the celebrations, which a lot of guys still don't like. Some of the young fans might like it, but some of the veteran players don't like it at all, and it is official. Jonathan Hankins was not ejected. Parker, Moore for the Giants, Hayes for the Rams.
Giants and St. Louis, Howie, neither of these teams going to the playoffs, but they are literally fighting to finish their season strong.
Yeah, and obviously, I don't know what Odell did prior to the game, but the Rams kind of had a bullseye on him. And, you know, you're getting those kind of melees on the sideline. Obviously, it's a late hit out of bounds, and Odell hits him with the ball, and then he punches back, and then it's a melee, and you get in these things. I've been in them. Michael, you've been in them?
Yep.
It's every man for himself. And
you started him.
William Hayes got thrown out of the game. The only thing we saw, he looked like he was getting mauled. Yeah. I don't know why he got thrown out.
Well, you know, he and Demontre Moore got thrown. I think they were the only two with the helmets off. One thing in those melees, you keep your helmet on.
Williams got ripped off.
Yeah, you're going to get him knocked out.
That's the #1 rule. Keep your helmet on so you get in the locker room.
Absolutely.
Right. That's what I said.
Thank you for your
So maybe with all that, we need a little love during this holiday season.
Target.
Yeah, they've been able to run the quick routes, be able to slice it out there to the wide receivers. Now I think the second half, they have got
to run the ball more effectively than they did in the first half. They've got to get things going because they cannot rely solely on Odell Beckham Jr. Not to mention these penalties. Right now, the Giants have 9 for 124 yards. They're averaging 6 on the season. And when you're on the road in the second half, if you continue to follow the undisciplined play and the selfish plays, they're going to catch up to you, and you're going to lose football games that way.
Well, it'll be interesting to see very early on in this second half if perhaps cooler heads prevail. Some of the numbers from the first half clearly tilting towards the Giants' side.
The rushing yards for the New York Giants has got to come into play. They've got to run the football successfully on first and second down here in the second half. Control the time of possession. Really let the big man up front take control of this game, because if they do not...
Team by Odell Beckham Jr. 2013, Giants have the ball for the first time in the second half when we return. Manning, the long ball to Beckham, and that's all she wrote for a touchdown. '80-yard touchdown for the remarkable Odell Beckham Jr. Second touchdown today, his 11th on the year. Already the Giants' rookie record holder for touchdowns and receiving yards.
See him on the inside here. They're going to Ruben Randall him. He's just going to take a double move. He's going to fake like he's hitting it outside. Runs the fly right through the middle of that team down the seam. Just explosiveness. His ability to get open, start, stop, clean breaks. Not to mention the time that he's had now playing. Eli Manning and Odell Beckham Jr. are clearly on the same page.
6 catches, 110 yards for Beckham. That is the 8th consecutive game he has had 90 receiving yards or more. That is 1 game shy of an NFL record set by Michael Irvin in 1995.
There's Odell Beckham Jr. right on the inside, and like we said, you see the coverage trying to come over and help. You see the 1 jump, 2 jump inside to take Ruben Randall, and only 1 backside. Rodney, my mistake, TJ McDonald isn't able to come over for the back support. He's drawn to the opposite side of the field, and I don't know how you take your eyes off of number 13. He's the one that you should be watching.
Well, Eli Manning told us, said, look, you know, when you do all the blitzing that Greg Robinson does in this defense to try and hit the quarterback, that is their goal, to hit the quarterback before he can find an open receiver. But if you don't get to the quarterback, there are big plays to be made.
There most certainly are, because when you bring that and you bring the different amount of pressures and you bring the blitz, if you don't get home, you're putting corners and defensive backs one-on-one. And when you do that against an explosive player like Odell Beckham Jr., you don't get home on that blitz, he's going to take advantage of it.
So Beckham will have a chance to tie an NFL record in the final game of the regular season next week. They'll need 90 or more receiving yards. He's always having a good time with his mates.
They say that he could have been on the national soccer team when he was a kid. He didn't want to go overseas, but just a young, enthusiastic player who loves the game of football, and obviously he loves to perform and entertain, that's for sure.
Still long ways at Pierre-Paul. Now wait a minute, now we not sure if we have a penalty flag. The officials are gathering back at the 30-yard line. Giants 6 out of 10 on 3rd down. Beckham again, and he's close to midfield. He beat Tremaine Johnson down the sideline, and Johnson, the man replacing the injured E.J. Gaines.
Once again, Tremaine Johnson is going to take that inside leverage. He's going to try to press him, tries to get off of him, lets him go, doesn't get a single hand on to reroute him. I know that you're trying to use the sideline as a boundary, but you've got to make sure that you are tight and hug onto that hip of that route so that you can either get a hand on it or force him out of bounds.
for a number of penalties by two teams in a game. In the hands of Beckham. Got a nice block from Ogletree. And he's run out of bounds at the 42.
You're right, Tom. Great block by Ogletree, and Brandon Fells out there, Daniel Fells out there to set that up and to spring him for an extra gain. And that is the thing about it. Odell Beckham Jr. or a player like Tavon Austin on the other side, just get them into space. Let them use their athletic ability and their explosiveness to the best of their ability.
Seems like as this season has gone on, we're talking about rookie records, Giants team records, that Odell Beckham Jr. is tying or shattering. His two games before this one, he had 23 catches for 273 yards and 4 touchdowns. And what about today? 8 receptions, 148 yards. Had this touchdown in the opening quarter. And then the 80-yard touchdown just a moment ago. They even used him out of the backfield, taking a center snap and shotgun.
And that's one of the most unbelievable things about him is not only just his talent physically, but mentally, how sharp and how smart that he is, and how well that he's been able to pick up this offense. They line him up all over the field. And his first game as a Giant after coming back from the hamstring injury, he actually lined up at 5 different positions on the football field. So when you have a type of player like this, who's not only just dynamic and as explosive as he is athletically, his game's all between his ears, and that's the one thing that Ben McAdoo and Eli Manning both stress, is that he is a student of the game, and his ability to watch film and understand defenses and coverages has only gotten better and better and better.
How about a little bit more on Odell Beckham, and especially moving forward, Laura, and making sure he stays on the path that, you know, some other guys tend to drift off that path in the big city.
Well, that's what's nice about talking to him and talking about him, because it's what David said, how hard he studies football. He's studying what to do off the field just as hard. We've heard stories how he's talked to LeBron James, he's talked to Jerry Rice, Michael Jordan. Odell's the one that's reached out to them. So I asked him, when you call these guys, when you meet with them, what are you asking? And he said, my biggest question is, what does it take? And I said, what's the biggest takeaway you've gotten from all of them? And he said, every one of them. Jordan, Jerry Rice has said, and LeBron, handle your business on the field. Off the field comes with it. Don't focus on that. Learn what you're doing on the field first. And that is what the Giants say they're most impressed with.
Well, you certainly hope that he does it the right way. I mean, David, you played with a lot of guys. I mean, in New York, boy, you can be the talk of the town, the toast of the town, and then you're the town goat. And it doesn't take a lot of time in between.
You can go from hero to zero overnight, and it's all about the way that you handle yourself and prepare yourself each and every Sunday, and they couldn't be more right. If you want to do things off of the football field, your profession and your job is in between these lines on the football field. Everything else takes care of itself. But if you don't take care of business out on the football field, all the extra stuff does not matter.
Well, you talk about rare, having a running back rush for over 100 and a pair of receivers with over 100. Last time the Giants had one of those, got to go all the way back to October the 25th, 2010 in Big D. The New York Giants have made it 3 wins in a row. Odell Beckham Jr., another monster game. 2 touchdowns, 8 catches, 148 receiving yards, breaks Jeremy Shockey's Giants rookie record for receptions in a season. 37-27. The final here in St. Louis. 3-game win streak. Players exchanging jerseys after the game today. Tavon Austin swapping out with Odell Beckham Jr. Who do you think comes out ahead on that deal?
I would say Tavon Austin, because I saw 4 other guys before he got over there trying to switch jerseys with him, and I know that he had a pact probably with Tavon to make sure they were the ones who switched it.
So we will take one more commercial timeout and tie a ribbon around this when we return. Beckham and the Giants with a 37-27 win. NFL on Fox doubleheader week 17 next Sunday. Coverage begins at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific, with our Fox NFL kickoff on Fox Sports 1. For David Deal, Laura Oakman, our entire crew, Tom Brenneman, so long from St. Louis.
The shotgun on first down. And the catch is made out at the 25-yard line. 80th reception of the season for the rookie out of LSU, Odell Beckham Jr. as we check out the Giants offensive line.
Yeah, and you really can't talk about the Giants offense without really going to Odell Beckham Jr. He's really kind of elevated this whole group, created a spark for this offense.
Heading to Beckham. His second catch today, number 81 on the season. Odell Beckham Jr. becoming the 4th Giant in franchise history to catch at least 80 passes in one season, joining Steve Smith, Amani Toomer, and Victor Cruz. Cruz did it twice. He was injured in the first game this season against Philadelphia back in week 6. And with time, he throws. It is Beckham. Beckham makes the catch for a Giants first down at the 47-yard line. 22-yard pass play.
And Odell Beckham Jr. is coming out of that bunch that was at the bottom of the screen. Going to push up the field. You have to respect that speed. You can see Kerry Williams turn his hips on that play. And then as soon as he opened to the field, Odell Beckham Jr. breaks to the outside. I'll tell you, he runs good routes for a young wide receiver. Very patient on that out route.
From the 42. 4th catch of the first quarter for Odell Beckham Jr. to the Philadelphia 25, 17-yard connection.
Guys are gifted with God-given ability, but you've got to take that and then become a really good route runner. You've got the breakaway speed, and Nolan Carroll is respecting that, but look how quickly he gets in and out of his cuts.
Carroll's got a big cushion.
Hey,
Gotta get up on him. You don't want to give him anything.
From their 20-yard line, 4 receptions for Odell Beckham Jr. in this first quarter. Pick for Harris, who was signed off the Lions practice squad by the Giants earlier this season. And now Beckham picks up a first down on his 5th reception today.
Better location on the throw that time by Eli Manning when you've got somebody coming across the middle of the field. Get it out front, let him catch and run after the catch.
Gain of 14. On 2nd and 10. Manning steps up. He dumps it off. Beckham inside the 10. And down at the 8-yard line. Has a Giants first down.
Eli definitely goes and sees something right here and makes a signal to Beckham. He touches his arm a little bit, and Beckham runs a nice route to the outside and then spins back to the inside. Eli knew that they were going to vacate the center of the field on this one. There he comes on a spin back inside, but he gave him a little signal right before the snap of the ball, knowing exactly where Philadelphia was going to be and where the hole was going to be.
It's 17-16 TB with Philadelphia leading the Giants. Eli Manning has 1 year left on his contract after this season. Right. This is usually the time they talk contract extension. Right. He turns 34 next year. Hasn't made the playoffs in 4 straight years. Do you think they extend his contract?
I think they do. It's hard to find quality quarterbacks, and he's played big when he's had a supporting group around him, and now that he's got this Odell Beckham and Cruz comes back, they get their running game sore up, get their offensive linemen here. And today, Ruben ran 134 yards. Everyone's going to benefit from the presence of Odell Beckham, particularly the quarterback and other receivers.
And this kid Williams is pretty good at running back as well. They've done a good job with their rookie draft class. All right.
One, two, three. What a catch. Sean McCoy picks up a first down and 4. What a first half for Ruben Randall. On special teams, 2 kickoff returns, 2 punt returns, 3 block punts. Manning to Beckham. And Beckham picks up a Giants first down out to the 34. 15 yards for Beckham, and that gets him to 90 for the 9th consecutive game, which ties the record set by your teammate in Dallas back in '95. Michael Irvin, the only 2 players in NFL history with 90 receiving yards, Darrell, in 9 consecutive games.
Just the way his team has finished down the stretch.
On second down, it's Beckham. And Beckham wrestled to the ground by Brandon Boykin.
And this is somebody that I think will benefit with Tom Coughlin staying here. I really do. I think as a mentor, a head coach who can be a mentor, I think that he's going to really benefit with another year with Tom Coughlin, learning things about the game.
He was sat down for the first quarter by Coughlin, and now it's Beckham on the slant. Beckham to the Philadelphia 34-yard line. Another Giants first down, 15 yards as Beckham goes over 100.
And you're reading the quarterback's eyes, and it looks like he's going to throw it out to one of those little bubble screens, and then you hit Odell Beckham on the slant route. And really had an impact on the Philadelphia defense. Well done by Eli Manning with his eyes.
And he got this offense. You can just see how excited he could be next year with Victor Cruz coming back also with this receiving crew, the way that they've gelled towards the end of the season.
Play clock winding down. And he throws. What a catch. Not enough for a first down, but another spectacular catch by Beckham. He was ruled down. He got back up and then was taken down, but he was ruled down at the 35.
I tell you what, this guy is a bundle of energy. And look at the elevation, the extension. He's just that little touch as he's coming down by Brandon Boykin is going to be enough for him to be considered down by contact. You can see right there as he comes to the ground. So he is going to be down by contact. There's another touch right there. But he pops up, and he always wants to play. He's always in the middle of everything when he's on the field. Well, that catch by Odell Beckham proves to be important, getting that field goal attempted.
Josh Brown now 4 for 4 today. Odell Beckham Jr. prior to entering the stadium today, signing some autographs. He's the music director for the Giants as well.
We talked about how much excitement he brings to the field, but it's pregame, it's everywhere. And he was told, take care of your business on the field first and foremost, and you can see he's following that advice. Congratulations, number 4. That's a nice list.
Carries it right into the game, man. I'll tell you. Give it a couple extra inches when you go with that one-hander and with the size of his hands. We don't have any footage of Kenny running in there and catching with Odell.
I was watching you kicking field goals, Goose. In fact, I lost some money on your second attempt.
Did you? Why, you didn't think I was going to kick a 30-yarder? Come on.
Lost some money on your second attempt. You're 33. Here comes the blitz. And the catch was made by Beckham, his 11th of the day. Odell Beckham Jr. out to the 37. How about the story that Eli Manning told us? Beckham attended the same high school as Eli and Peyton Newman in New Orleans, as we take another look at the catch. And several years ago, when Beckham was in high school, Eli and Peyton went back during the offseason to throw, and Eli said, we weren't expecting much different than the usual high school receivers that were provided to us to throw to, and then they wound up fighting over Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, let's back it up.
It is Beckham Jr. again. He breaks 3 and will take it all the way for a Giants touchdown, just like he did it in high school. When he was out on the field with Eli Manning down in New Orleans, 63 yards.
He must have ran a route like that for Eli and Peyton down in New Orleans there, Kenny. Great route.
There's one of those guys you can play so well against all day. We'll see what happens at the top. Jalen Watkins gets him in coverage. A little stumble at the top right there. Now you got trouble. Now you just got to have a better angle. As Malcolm Jenkins comes over to help out, he's got to be a little bit more balanced in his approach. So a little stumble on the outside and a bad angle, and it's touchdown, Odell Beckham Jr.
That's Brandon Jacobs, the ex-Giant, congratulating Beckham Jr. on the sidelines. His 12th touchdown reception this season. 12 receptions today. That's one shy of the franchise record. Following the 63-yard touchdown pass, Eli Manning to Odell Beckham Jr., who now has 12 receptions for 185 yards today. So both Reuben Randall and Odell Beckham Jr., they were teammates at LSU for a couple of seasons. Randall 158 yards, Beckham Jr. 185. Second straight game they have both gone over 100. It's the second time in Giants history, as Beckham was still winded on the sideline. Second time in Giants history they have had two receivers go for 100 in back-to-back games, but the first time it's been done by the same two.
Yeah, and now Odell Beckham Jr. actually, as he's trying to recover right there, eventually ends up heading in towards the locker room. Game against Washington.
Good news for Giants fans. Odell Beckham Jr. heads back onto the field. It's led by 1 at the half. And then early in the third quarter, the block punt. First time in Weatherford's career. Casey the block. Burton scoops it up. And then following a Giants field goal, Chris Polk takes it in from 1 yard out, and then Manning to Beckham Jr. 63 yards for a Giants touchdown. And now the Giants. This rivalry dates back to 1933. Chip Kelly straight year. A 10-win team has missed the playoffs. Bears in 2012. Cardinals last year. For Darryl Johnston and Tony Siragusa, this is Kenny Albert. We send you to the conclusion of the Cowboys and the Redskins.
This is what I was born to do.
It all starts with talent. You have to be a dreamer.
You're going to be taken to the edge, and you learn just what's in you.
This is my day, this is my night, this is my day, this is my life, yeah, this is what I was born to do, yeah, I was born to do.
You only go one way, and that's all out.
That's the way the game is supposed to be played.
That's what these guys do.
You play to win.
Blessing in the struggle, know that you're just on the road to a life you were born to live. So I wake up every day and just give up what I'm born to give. Everything in me and nothing less, while this heart's still beating up inside my chest. This is my day, this is my night, this is my day, this is my life, yeah, this is what I was born to do, yeah, I was born to do, yeah, every new day.
University of Phoenix Stadium, where a week from right now, Super Bowl 49 will be going on. But tonight, the stars of the NFL kick off Super Bowl week with the 2015 Pro Bowl. You want to watch the tempo set by the guys tackling. Joe Thomas, another Pro Bowl, terrific player for the Cleveland Browns. 8 years in the league, 8 Pro Bowls. Long Mangold Yonda also across the front. Randall Cobb and Odell Beckham start as receivers. We've seen Murray, who's one of the captains, help the selection of Michael Irvin's team. Marcel Reese, the fullback, his third consecutive Pro Bowl appearance. Of season stories with Dallas. To Odell Beckham Jr. on the edge. And there's a little contact for the first time. He is knocked out of bounds. 26-yard line will be.
About Odell Beckham, he did this in 12 games. He missed the first 4 games with a hamstring, missed almost the entire training camp. His star is on the rise. 7 100-yard games, and he is capable of making the acrobatic catches. He's proven that.
Entire receiving corps for Team Irvin making their first Pro Bowl appearances. Beckham, Cobb from Green Bay, Emmanuel Sanders, and Golden Tate. And again for the Lions quarterback, Stafford. And Matthew hit as he throws downfield, and it's pulled in by who else? Odell Beckham Jr. So Stafford's used to throwing to guys who make sick catches. And he throws to Odell Beckham Jr., who does that as well.
Odell Beckham Jr. saw this ball in flight, and he turned it on. Post pattern. Sam Shields at left corner is in cover, too. He got up on Buffet at safety and ran right by him. Antoine Buffet got caught in his back pedal, and Odell Beckham Jr. turned it on.
For gain of 3.
It's Odell Beckham Jr. A highlight reel, fun to watch. 1,305 yards, 12 touchdowns, and he missed the first 4 games. Eli Manning is hoping Victor Cruz can come back from his injury because they have arguably the best receiver that I saw play this year, Mike.
Combo can make spectacular plays. Cruz had that devastating injury on a Sunday night against Philadelphia. Stafford Rowan, playoffs with teams. They have a long winter thinking about what happened. Stafford running around. And firing. Oh, great catch, Beckham.
It's Beckham. I've never seen hands like Odell Beckham. He puts on a show in pregame warm-up. Watch this route. He's working against Antonio Cromartie in the hole between the corner and the safety. And he just plucks it. Huge hands. Great sideline awareness, and amazing he can handle the football like he can.
Unbelievable stuff pregame with Odell Beckham Jr., as it has been every week we've seen.
I'm telling you, get to the stadium early and watch Odell Beckham in pregame warm-up. It's one catch after another. And you go watch him practice at the Pro Bowl, and the fans are going crazy at some of the catches that this kid makes. 91 catches and 1,300 yards in 12 games. Eli Manning's got to just really be excited about the future of that Giant pass offense.
First and 10 for the 11. Sproles with a run. Darren Sproles 2 yards away from a touchdown. His LSU teammate Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, calls the desert home. Playing in the secondary for the Arizona Cardinals. I taught OBJ everything he know, says Mathieu. Jarvis Landry and Beckham, two LSU receivers, both with big impact seasons this season of the rookie wide receiver in the NFL. Evans, Kelvin Benjamin, Sammy Watkins, Brandon Cooks with New Orleans. Some big impact rookies this year.
You're tuning in late. Actually, some fun action here in the Pro Bowl in the desert. Michael Irvin, Chris Carter, they're the captains that picked the teams. Second quarter, Andrew Luck to T.Y. Hilton, his teammate from the Colts. It's 13-9, Team Carter. Matthew Stafford from the Lions to the rookie from the Giants, Odell Beckham. Makes the catch. He's been doing that all year. And then later on in the drive, Stafford to the big target from the Saints, Jimmy Graham. And Team Urban leads 16-13. Under 3 minutes to go. This is a really nice play. Drew Brees to Jordy Nelson to the pack. And Team Carter leads Team Urban 20-19. So it's a lot of fun.
The last couple of weeks. Stafford's pass caught by Odell Beckham Jr. And Aqib Talib dances him to the sideline. What a year. 1,305 receiving yards for Odell Beckham Jr., third in Giants history. With 91 catches, 12 touchdowns in his 12 games played. And he has added a few highlights here tonight, John.
Well, he ran right by Antoine Bethea, and look at that deep ball concentration. Then he got lost in a cover 2 zone, and he found his quarterback. How about those hands? 10-inch hands. His ability to reach out and pluck it is amazing. He can throw the ball almost the length of the field left-handed. I've seen him kick a 46-yard field goal, and it went right through the uprights about halfway up.
It was unbelievable. Before the game on the field, Randy Brown is the kicking coordinator coach, specifically just for kicking for the Ravens, and this is the staff that's on the opposite side with Team Carter. But Randy showed a thing or two to Beckham, so I'm standing on the field with John Harbaugh. We're watching this, and here's Beckham going to kick.
Look at this guy.
On the narrow goalpost.
Maybe he should kick for Manatee tonight. I don't know.
Look at him. That is the sickest dang thing you've seen.
22 years old. He is got an unbelievable future ahead of him.
Newman High School, Isidore Newman High School in New Orleans, same as Eli and Peyton. Beckham Jr. has it. Remember, I think it was Eli who was telling us when Beckham went down to the Manning Passing Academy, and he was a kid, or they were over at the high school, and they were just throwing to some young receivers, getting some work in during the offseason. And Peyton and Eli kept, well, let me get the one in order, so that kid comes up in my rotation. He's a pretty good receiver for a high school player.
His dad was a heck of a player at LSU. His mom ran track. He's got great genes, and
yeah,
fun kid to be around.
Michael Irvin, I know that drive stopped there for a minute. It was close. Hey, Michael, Odell Beckham Jr. We've been showing some of his stuff here throughout the night. What'd you learn about the kid being around him for a couple days here?
Man, well, I know Odell pretty well. Worked out with him all some last season. I mean, just an incredible kid. You know, you watch him in warm-ups. You know, you see it on TV. Just an incredible ability of making those one-handed plays. I'm expecting him to make a great play to help us win this game.
Okay. That's a good guy to invest in for sure. We'll watch when they get the ball back. Thank you, Michael. The 15-yard line. Let's go down to Lisa Salters.
Thank you, Mike. Odell, we've watched you make these spectacular one-hand snags out of the air. We've seen you do it in pregame. We see you do it in the game. What's the secret to being able to do it?
The secret really came from my brother Jarvis Landry and I. We used to always just practice it, putting ourselves in whatever situation possible to just go up and, you know, make those kind of catches. We'd go out late at night, throw it to each other, and we're throwing it at each other as hard as we can because, you know, we both want to make the better catch, so we're gonna push each other to get that. So it came from him and I practicing and practicing and practicing.
Now, what a season you had, and you missed the first 4 games of the season, but how do you top that? How do you get better and improve moving forward?
You just kind of got to go back to the drawing board, and you got to watch your film, and you got to see, you know, keep working on the things that you did right, and then on top of that, you got to go find the things that you didn't do right and the things that you can definitely improve on, and come back next year and put all the pieces together.
This is your rookie season. You make your first Pro Bowl. What's been the coolest thing that has happened to you this week?
I think it's just being able to meet all these guys that you've watched for a long time growing up and just been like, you know, wow, you know, what a great player he is, and now you're finally here with him, you're practicing and interacting. It's just, it's such an amazing experience and such a blessing to be here.
And they've all wanted to meet you, right?
Absolutely. You know, they came up to me and talked about, you know, the catch and what a season you had and stuff like that. And it means a lot to me, you know, coming from the older guys, and they're telling me that.
Well, congratulations on a great season. Get back in the game. All right, Mike.
Yeah, Lisa, thank you. Passing.
To Mike.
Great year. Great year being with everyone. We thank all of you for watching along the way. Send our best to Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, and our friends from NBC will be standing right here a week from now calling the Super Bowl.
Maybe Frank Caliendo will have you down next year.
Anderson goes down, and the game is over. And Team Urban has defeated Team Carter 32-28. Find out who the MVPs of the game are and hear from the winners. All that coming up on the GMC postgame on SportsCenter. Hope you enjoy all the coverage Super Bowl week leading up to the game. Glad it got started here in Arizona with the Pro Bowl with John Gruden, Lisa Salters, Mike Tirico. So long from Arizona. GMC postgame coming up on SportsCenter starting now.
All right, so on the whistle, you will begin, and all we need is 10 within a minute. Adjudicator, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Referee or footlocker person, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, on the whistle, here we go. Where's the whistle? There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're setting a record.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah!
12.
Come on!
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 27, 28, 29, 30.
I like our chances.
31, 32, 33.
Hey, 33!
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, making history. How about that? Well done.
That was strong.
So I think
that was strong.
I think we set our expectations a little low. So we're official, right? It's all good.
With 33 catches, Odell Beckham Jr. and Drew Brees have officially set the Guinness World Records title for the most one-handed catches in 1 minute.
Yeah.
Odell, you are officially amazing.